and I hope I can be as indie as you.
It's time for something a little different. Instead of doing a regular game video, I wanted to tell you about a very special website I found. If you have any interest at all in what independent games are about or the people that are set in it, I would tell you to go to one of the best indie news sites that is available on the web. I'm of course talking about the greatness and awesomeness that is TakeSource. From its front page to its forums, it is absolutely awesome. TakeSource stands for the Independent Gaming Source and was founded back in 2005 by Jordan the Flaming Pear Magnuson and is one of the leading sources of independent gaming news. And sometimes pie. Pie! A year after it was started, it found a new fearless leader by the name of Derek Yu. He's made a few awesome indie titles like Eternal Daughter, I'm OK, a Murder Simulator, but he's most well known for making Aquaria with Alec Holowka. That game went out to win the Independent Game Festival's grand prize in 2007.
Jesus, man. It's like the 5th. Do you have that rent check for me?
But his biggest one right now is called Spelunky, which is on the PC and is coming soon to the Xbox Live Arcade. That's one of the most interesting things about TakeSource. A lot of their editors and writers aren't just journalists or game fans, but are made up of game designers and developers. Their editors have made a lot of indie titles like Immortal Defense, V, or V, or VVVVVV. Oh lord. And they featured royalty-free music and are involved in a lot of community-based projects like Balding's Quest, the quest for Guy Balding. Their main blog features indie games, news around the industry, and a large database of reviews. Very recently, they had a long feature on this year's GDC, including some pictures, videos, announcements, and the list of all the IFG winners of the year. Here's an interesting post from the GDC video on Tommy Refines's story on the iPhone App Store. In the rant, he talks about how the iPhone App Store is made for non-gamers and is the Tiger Electronics of today. At the beginning, his game was free, but then he started doing an experiment, raising the price every time someone bought it. It started off at about $15 and people kept buying it, so he kept raising the price more and more to about $30, then to $100, and then it shot up all the way to $350.
I checked it on Valentine's Day. 14 people bought it at $299.
But enough sidetracking. Back to TakeSource. The real meat and potatoes of their site can be found in the TIG forums section. What really makes TakeSource stand out from the crowd is their emphasis on the community. If you got an indie game that you released, you can go over to the forums and get some feedback from other developers and journalists. But before you rush over to their site and tell them about it, let me give you a quick word of advice. Introduce yourself first! This is coming from my own personal experience on TakeSource. One of the site's biggest frustrations is people who think that the site is everybody's PR dump. It's like they want to sell you something, take their earnings, and leave. TIG forums are a community, and they ask and demand that people who join TIG are members of the community, and not just salesmen and spammers. Derek Yu even said on his site, and I quote, "Spammers tend to be money-grubbing little liars who will post their game link on the underside of a toilet if they think there's a 0.0001% chance it could result in the sale of their game." Man, you would have to be some kind of desperate in order to have to do that. Oh crap, I spelled it wrong, and I don't have an eraser. Oh well. So, coming from my own mistake, take the time to look over the rules, don't be a douche, be active, and you're all set. Spamming issues aside, the community still does have a really great sense of humor. One of my favorite threads actually came from the competition section from one of the greatest indie games ever made. Are you ready to hear this? Allow me to introduce you to the game called How to Get Laid, the finished version. You want to know how to play? Well, let's click. Step 1. Go away from your computer. Having trouble playing the game? Well, a lot of people have too, and they have a couple questions. Is there a secret ending to this game? 10 minutes and I haven't gotten anywhere. The difficulty curve is too steep. I went to the kitchen. Now what? Stop playing this game on easy. I'm worried that kids will play this game. Maybe you can have the option of disabling friendly fire in the game? I played your game and it gave me a virus. Can you show me some screenshots? This game's way too casual. And my favorite of the bunch? Just another cave story ripoff. Okay, joking aside, TigSource really is the go-to place for anything indie games. When I started doing this video series, I only really had a basic knowledge of what indie games were all about and what's out there. After taking some time with it, I would guess that there are thousands of games out there. Hundreds of thousands! Look at it this way. The Independent Game Festival alone got almost 500 entries last year. God knows how many they actually got. There are tons of sites out there like Armor Games getting browser games out there. Steam, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and WiiWare have a couple games. There are student projects out there that are getting some attention, and this doesn't even include a lot of the freelancers out there with tons of games like Super Fun Dungeon Run or Derek's own portfolio site, or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one, or even the places for those freelancers to get their games out there like Pixel Prospector. The list just goes on and on and on and on! Holy balls! Whew. So basically, I wanted to give you a big intro into what TigSource is all about and introduce you to a few cool things I found on my time there. I didn't really want to make this video for any kind of publicity or trying to get attention or whatever. Trust me, I got that one covered. I really wanted to make this video so anybody unfamiliar with indie gaming could get a great starting point. I only touched on a very small number of things on the website and it has a lot more to offer and you'll just have to see everything for yourself. I'd really hate to say this one, but mainstream games just can't take as many risks as it could have anymore. Big guns cost a lot of money to make, and with the recession still strong, publishers are really hesitant to try anything new or interesting. I wanted to make this video to give a big thank you to TigSource and to their community for the welcome they gave me and for taking those mature risks. To be a little personal with this, I was starting to really lose hope for gaming, and after I saw what they could do, I fell in love with gaming all over again. My hat goes off to everybody at TigSource. You guys and gals kick ass. You can find everything I mentioned above in a separate blog I made on ScrewAttack in the link provided below. Don't just take my word for it. Go over to TigSource, start meeting people, start finding these awesome games, and start to figure out what makes indie games so darn great.
So if you wanna join me, I'll wander the earth looking for a reason. Like I did in it, looking for some teaser. Unlocking the door to the Crimson Room. But Crimson Room that came isn't indie at all. No way to love is evolution. Aquaria, let's swim the ocean and search for treasure in La Murana. What the hell rhymes with La Murana? I've never even heard of any of these games. The indie games I know have Japanese names, so I'm the indiest gamer of all. Get on your knees and live my ball. Well, I am the most pretentious of them all. Get down and lick